The vowel combinations. Avery, you want to read the vowel combinations for us? You don't have to read the word underneath, just the vowels.
O, I, E, U.
Perfect. Lydia, you want to read line 1 for us?
R.
All right, so we'll review some of our prefixes and suffixes for activity C. The first word is belong. You see belong, Avery? What's the prefix in belong?
B.
Okay. And the next one, the prefix is D. Avery, what's that word? This one.
Oh, deforest.
Yep. Lydia, what's the prefix in the next word?
Free.
And what's the word?
Free. You misbehave when you defraud people of their money.
Okay. Which word did you guys both underline?
Defraud.
All right. What do you think that might mean?
It means to...
You misbehave, so we know it's a bad thing. You misbehave when you defraud people of their money. So what's a bad thing you could do to someone else's money?
Like be a fraud, like if someone else comes into their house, like.
It could be what about with their money? What did you say, Avery?
Steal it?
Yeah. So to defraud someone out of their money would mean to trick them and take their money. Like if I said I was starting a new company and I want you to give me some money to help me to start this new company and I'll pay you back next year. But then I don't really start the company and I take your money and leave. That would be to defraud you of your money. Okay. Who did the last one? So this lesson was a review of the rewards program. In the first semester, my students completed the secondary rewards program, which is 20 lessons that focuses on reading fluency and decoding skills, word attack, as well as building some vocabulary. It's mostly focused on reading multi-syllable words. And we finished it first semester and we just started back second semester, so we were going to be doing the Rewards Plus program, which applies those strategies to social studies texts. And before we jump into that though, we're doing some review lessons about the reward strategy. At the beginning we started just reviewing the vowel sounds and vowel combinations. So if A and E are together, what sound does it make? If A and U are together, what sound does it make? We reviewed long and short sounds. We call them vowel sounds or vowel names. And then we did a short review of prefixes and suffixes that we learned during the first semester. And we kind of added in a little bit of practice where they had to brainstorm some words using those prefixes and suffixes. The students usually do pretty well being able to read and remember those prefixes and suffixes. Sometimes applying them and using them can be a little more challenging, so I try to give them a little extra practice in coming up with words as often as we can. And then we went to the actual reward strategy instruction, which we went to the board and circled the prefixes and suffixes and underlined the vowels. That's the actual, they call it the overt strategy for reading longer words. And that's where we start. So if they come to a word they don't know, they actually write out on their paper to do that. The goal is to be able to do that in their heads and without having to write it down. And they come to a word, they can read it thinking about those strategies without actually writing them down. But we're still writing them down just as practice at this point. And then at the end we did some sentence reading just for fluency and just checking for understanding with some of the vocabulary words in those sentences.
Don't you think it was a bit too easy for them to do this?
Well,
it seems like it was very, like, all this was very smooth.
Yeah, and it was. And because we've covered this material, that's why it was a review. When we started this program in August, it wasn't quite so easy. And when we jump into the Rewards Plus, it's going to get significantly more challenging, and there'll be a lot of comprehension in there as well, which is a large challenge for our students.